Miami Dolphins are running it back with the old running backs, and I got a bone to pick with Chris Grier. What is up, fans? Yes, the Miami Dolphins are running it back with our old last year's running backs. If you don't know, I will pop it up. I'm pretty sure you already know. Free agent running back Jeff Wilson is re-signing with the Dolphins on a 2-year deal with a max value of $8.2 million per source. That's cheap. So you take that deal, right, and you shove it up you take that deal, and then you take what Raheem Mostert is making, which is 2 years up to 7.6. That's nothing. Probably getting about $2-3 million a year. These two running backs. So right now, the depth chart of running back, we have Savon Ahmed, Raheem Mostert, and Jeff Wilson. I'm okay with that, but here's my thing: you need to add another one, whether it's in the draft, whether it's in free agency, like you're going to go out and trade, like Austin Eckler's possibly out there, Derrick Henry's possibly out there, Dalvin Cook, I don't know if he's a possibility anymore. There's possibilities out there, but you go out and you make a move, and I would add one more running back. If it's running back in the draft, screw it. Take the third we have left. I think it's our third because we traded just so you know, the Miami Dolphins traded with the Rams the Patriots' 3rd round pick to get Jalen Ramsey. So essentially, the Dolphins traded Devontae Parker for Jalen Ramsey. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. But if you look at the running backs we had last year, they didn't do bad. You have Raheem Mostert, 4.9 yards per carry. You have Jeff Wilson, 4.7 yards a carry. Raheem Mostert had 891 yards, and they should have ran him more. You look at that Bills game where he had over 100 yards. He was running like crazy. We were very close in that game if the defense was just a little bit better, which it's going to be. I'm fine, and I'm happy with bringing back Mostert and Jeff Wilson. But again, I'd like to add one more running back. You throw it, all of a sudden Derrick Henry's there. Boom. Different world. I just realized how short I looked. So I'm all the way down here talking on the microphone. Too much headroom. You'll learn about that if you're a patron. Anyway, so yeah, that's the news that so far today. Brought back Mostert, brought back Jeff Wilson. That's pretty much all the Dolphins did today. Now I'm going to talk about my bone to pick with Chris Grier. And then we'll talk around the league. I like to throw a little around the league towards the butt end. Again, there's still Kareem Hunt out there. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm going out and getting Kareem Hunt, adding him to the depth, the running back room. Also, we need a tight end. We only have 2 tight ends. There's Dalton Schultz out there. There's possibilities. But I'll get to that stuff. I have a bone to pick with Chris Grier. If you Chris Grier, honestly think running it back with Austin Jackson at right tackle is the smart thing to do for the longevity of Tua Tagovailoa, for keeping him healthy, for keeping him upright, and having him play a full season. You need to get your head checked. Now, I raffled off a list of tackles that I wanted. Juwan Taylor and McGlinchey went for way too much that I would have paid for a right tackle. Way too much, especially because Juwan Taylor is now playing left tackle for the Chiefs, which puts Brown Jr. out there. But again, he probably wants to play left tackle. There's no way he wants to play right tackle, right? So then I came up with a name. I didn't come up with a name. There was my third option, which was Caleb McCary, who was the tackle for the Falcons, right? And I liked the way he played. You look at his PFF grade. I think he was 7th out of all the tackles. He played really, really well. He re-signs with the Atlanta Falcons, right? And you would think, he's making a ton of money. An absolute ton of money, and that's why he went back with the Falcons, and that's probably why Chris Greer didn't kick the tires on him. 3 years, $34.5 million. 3 years, $34.5 million. That's roughly 10, maybe 11.5 million, give or take, a year. And that's probably not even structured that way. That's probably a good cap hit, you know? You're probably looking at maybe 7-8 million this year. Chris Greer, you need to make a move at tackle. Like I said, Robert Jones, I'm fine with him at left guard. Even put Austin Jackson at left guard. Have him compete. I'm fine with that. If you are betting your season on Tua Tagovailoa, picked up his 5th-year option. You liked what you saw. I liked what I saw. You think he can improve. I think he can improve. And you want him to stay healthy. I hope he can stay healthy. You need to get a right tackle. And I'm, for one, that I don't feel comfortable putting a rookie right tackle out there. And you just letting all these tackles go. Now, are you going to go out? Pull back PFF. I'll pull back BFF. A lot of you guys ask me, where did I get that thing? You guys saw it. I go to PFF and then you go to free agent rankings and it shows you who's available, and you pull it down, you look at tackles, right? You got Orlando Brown Jr. still out there. No one's signing him. He wants left tackle money. He wants to play left tackle. Supposedly, this is what I'm hearing. Wait. Chiefs free agent offensive tackle Orlando Brown remains unsigned at the moment, despite a report saying otherwise. Adam Schefter explained the delay on NFL Live. The league views him as a right tackle, and he wants to be paid as a left tackle. And I'm wondering if the Miami Dolphins, the reason they have not gone out and picked up a right tackle is maybe they're trying to get Orlando Brown Jr. Maybe they're trying to pay him and trying to get him to play right tackle. And he sees himself as a left tackle. The league, maybe multiple teams, including the Miami Dolphins, are trying to get Orlando Brown Jr. and being like, look, my man, we're going to play you at right tackle. Yeah, but I'm a left tackle. In our system, our right tackle is our left tackle. It's to his blind side. So, but, Mike McGlinchey, gone, goes to Denver. Juwan Taylor, gone, goes to Kansas City. Caleb McCary, gone. He's with Atlanta. And then you got like Isaiah Wynn, doo-doo butter. Taylor Lewan, doesn't want to play right tackle. Kelvin Beachum, stays with Arizona. Jermaine Umanura, I don't know. Cameron Fleming, he's all right. Donovan Smith, garbage. George Fant, garbage. Like, what are you waiting for? Chris Greer, what are you waiting for? If it's a situation... And again, I did this last time and it paid off. So maybe me doing this right now, it'll pay off. Because if you guys remember, I was like, be patient last year. And then I'm like, Chris Greer, do something. And all of a sudden, boom, we trade for Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe he does watch my YouTube channel. He's like, Doug, shut up. I'm working on something. Maybe in a day or two, all of a sudden, boom, Miami Dolphins signed Orlando Brown Jr. at right tackle. And all of a sudden, I'm like, Chris Greer, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to work out something to get Orlando Brown to realize, listen, as our right tackle, you technically are our left tackle because it's to his blind side, yada, yada. But as of right now, I'm not happy with how they're addressing the offensive line. And you know why I'm not happy the way they're addressing the offensive line? Because they're not addressing the offensive line. You brought back your running backs. You still have a spot that they need to fill there. Fine. You get your middle linebacker. I'd still add another one. Maybe down the road they'll pick up Bobby Wagner. Again, this is just a tampering period. Free agency actually starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock. You get your corner. I'm good. You still need your safety. Jordan Poyer. There's rumors out there, but I don't deal with rumors or sources because I don't have any. So those are and then tight end. We have 2 tight ends on the team. So unless in the draft you are very confident you can get one of the top tight ends with that second round pick, you need to go out and get yourself a tight end. Fun fact, Mike Gesicki has not signed with anybody. You would think he'd be a hot commodity. He would sign with someone by now, but he has not signed with anybody. Speaking of tight ends, Waller got traded to the Giants. Good for him. I think he'll do very well in the Giants if he could stay healthy. He was banged up a lot last year, but I think that's a good move. From Barry Jackson, after talks with the Vikings on Cooks, Dolphins moved on and kept backfield together. Mostert and Wilson, who both agreed to terms with Miami, tied for 11th in the NFL in per carry average last season. Dolphins opt for status quo over expensive pursuit of Eckler and Henry, etc. So supposedly the Dolphins were trying to get Dalvin Cook, and it fell through. So they were like, screw it, we'll stick with Mostert and Jeff Wilson from Barry Jackson, which I find very interesting. After Talia, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I already said that. So, but go get Kareem Hunt. Just to make me happy. Go through Kareem Hunt in there. But the Giants are finalizing a trade to acquire tight end Darren Waller from the Raiders. I think they gave him a 3rd-round pick. Good for them. I think that's a great fit for them. The Chiefs are finally trying to finalize a deal for Adam Thielen. I think he would be perfect, absolutely perfect with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm like, write that down because in fantasy, he's going to absolutely kill it. One other thing I want to talk about. Two things I want to talk about. One, the Aaron Rodgers situation with the New York Jets. Holy crap. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers has a list. Aaron Rodgers has provided the New York Jets with a wish list of free agents he would like them to target and acquire per sources, including Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, Mercedes Lewis, and Odell Beckham Jr. So they signed Alan Lazard to a 4-year, $44 million contract. The fact that Aaron Rodgers has a demand list, the fact that he has, I'm only going to you if blah, 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 is hilarious to me. You literally are holding the New York Jets hostage. And now you have your negotiations. The Jets are so desperate for Aaron Rodgers that they are bending over and just whatever you want, Aaron. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. It's so funny to me. Whatever. I'm not worried about Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. That is just too funny to me. Oh my God. And one other thing, this from Pro Football Network. The Miami Dolphins are the new Rams. The Dolphins are the NFL's #1 win now team, with GM Chris Greer sacrificing tomorrow for today and free agency. Not true. A lot of people are saying that, look at the Dolphins, look what they're doing. We should be, if that's the case, we should be going harder. We should be going for bigger talent. We would have traded for one of the top running backs out there. That is not true. The Rams mortgaged how many first-round picks to get players that they got? They mortgaged how much of their future cap space to get where they want. The Dolphins still have all their picks next year, except for the one that I think the third round that they had to give up because of the tampering. They still have first, second next year. They have a first. They have all their draft picks the year after. They have a ton of cap space, like I said. And I'm not saying the Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. Some people are misconstruing what I'm saying when I'm saying that they are saying that this next 2 years are their Super Bowl window by the way they are structuring their contracts. In 2025, the Miami Dolphins have all their draft picks and they will have about $100 million in cap space come 2025. They have 2 years. That's the difference. If you look at when the Rams started in the win now motion, I think now is they have no first round picks and they have no cap space. Completely different than the Rams, especially because we still haven't signed a tackle. I really think I think besides Austin Jackson, Teron Armstead, I don't think we have any other tackles on the team. And they're just sitting pat. Again, he might shock me and get me to shut up and go after Orlando Brown and convince him to play right tackle. That's going to be a lot of money unless you can convince him, listen, he's 26, going to be 27. Still kind of young. But again, I'm looking at these tackles that are available, and I'm not seeing any that, really make me happy. Maybe you bring back Jermaine Humanior. 2 years. About $3.75 million a year. You had a decent year. 21st ranked tackle last year. Ain't too bad. Other than that, I can't really, Caleb McGarry. 4th ranked tackle, and you let him slip through your fingers for nothing. Nothing. So mad about that one. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about the moves that have happened today. Before we go, let me double check my Twitter. Make sure no other moves were made. Not that I could think of. I think you'll start to see a lot of the people who Chargers are releasing starting guard Matt Filer, sort of said. Interesting name, possibly for Miami because he has been effective starting left guard and right tackle and worked with Dolphins offensive coordinator Frank Smith. That's a possibility. Bring him in as guard and then go and get yourself a tackle. And then I feel much more comfortable with this whole situation. But yeah, I think tomorrow you'll start to see these big name free agents start to make visits, because they can make visits tomorrow, and I think you'll start to see more things move. Pro Football Network already has who are the winners of the I'll keep you guys updated. If any more news breaks, you know, you get it. But that comment below, let me know what you think. And like usual, stay classy. My friends out.